So, last month I fasted for 24 hours every day for 7 days straight. That means I was having only one meal a day. Did that really help me in any way? I've helped quite a few people to come on this fasting journey, and they tell me that this has completely transformed their lives. They're performing way better, both professionally and personally. Make sure you watch the entire video to see the mind-blowing results yourself. Hi, I'm Dinesh. I'm a biotechnologist and a genetic engineer and a change consultant who is passionate about changing your lives for a healthier, wealthier, and successful future. Okay, so recently I've done 7 consecutive days of 24 hours fasting, which means I've had only one meal a day. I have journaled every single day of it and posted them as 7 short videos. In case you haven't watched those, I sincerely request you to do yourself a favor and check those out, because I've clearly demonstrated how I balance my family, work life, and done fasting at the same time. Yes, it also includes weekends. So, why fasting? I've done several detailed videos on the science-based benefits around fasting, but you may not have watched them. So let's quickly talk about the science behind fasting. If you already know the science, then skip to the time displayed on the screen. Human species have been around for almost 7 million years. Yes, 7 million years. From 2.6 million years point until like 12,000 years ago, we were hunter-gatherers. That means we fasted for a few days and then feasted on one meal. Why is this important? This tells us that our genetics are evolved to support this fasting and feasting cycle, which means as soon as you feast, like say on a 1,000-calorie meal, your body converts most of it into fat and stores it. In any one given meal, it is difficult to eat more than 2,000 to 3,000 calories, unless you are one of those who can smash 2 to 3 burgers or 2 to 3 plates of biryani. And on any given day, body needs roughly 2,000 calories of energy. So when you feast and fast, you must wait until the excess is used up. Otherwise, you're just storing layers and layers of fat everywhere. Now, don't ask me the scientific paper to prove this. Just look at your belly or your love handles or your blood test report for the rising cholesterol levels. Anyways, so we are supposed to fast and then feast. But what are we doing? We are feasting 3 times a day, and this is putting us in a calorie surplus, storing too much fat, ultimately causing us metabolic disorders like diabetes, blood pressure, heart attack, stroke, and we are wondering why are we getting these diseases? Whenever you eat a meal, your blood glucose goes up. Saying in simple terms, this makes your blood thicker, and your heart struggles to pump that thick, viscous blood to all corners filled with fine blood vessels across your body. Imagine mixing sugar and water, how it will get thicker and viscous and denser. Now, that's why folks with diabetes have their skins rot in their limbs, and because blood cannot just go into those finer blood vessels that are in your hands and limbs and so on. Now, in order to bring your blood back to normal viscosity, your pancreas produces something called insulin, a hormone, which will go to every cell in your body, knocks at them and says, hey, take up some glucose. If those cells are full, they just refuse it. And then your body will convert that into fat and store it. Yeah, I know we wish we could just poop it out, but that's not how it works. Now, during fasting, this process is just reversed. It takes 8 to 10 hours for glucose to exhaust. Then your body relies on stored glycogen. After 14 hours, body will just start to think that, okay, let me start using fat. And by 16 hours and beyond, body will start to use more and more fat. So it is imperative that you must fast for more than 15 hours to lose some body fat. But hang on, calorie deficit also burns fat. So why do we need to fast? Yes, being in calorie deficit does burn fat because your body runs out of glucose much sooner. The risk though in calorie deficit is you will lose muscle mass. Now, there is a lengthy explanation for this phenomenon, and I have done a detailed video. The link is in the description. Please check that out if you want to know all about it. If you wish, you can fast for longer than 24 hours. There are more added benefits. You will build more muscle. Body starts to kill cancer cells and whatnot. Biochemist and scientist Yoshinori Ohsumi has won a Nobel Prize for this discovery. This phenomenon is called autophagy. Alright, what is the protocol I followed? Now, when you're fasting, it is very important that you are not constantly thinking about food. So, I had a schedule of daily goals I was following. I was waking up early and was meditating. During my meditation, I do my affirmations. As per neuroscience, telling your subconscious brain what you're going to do will set you up for success for that day. And make sure you do that in present tense. Why present tense? Imagine you are planning to go on a holiday. Now, you go tell your workmate, I will go on a holiday. But as soon as you book your ticket, you start saying, I'm going on a holiday. The only difference is you book the ticket. So, make sure you project yourself in present tense so your future is more certain. Your brain will just drive you towards performing that activity. Next up, I hydrate myself using warm water with salt and lemon. According to Ayurveda and science, lemon activates digestive system and salt activates nervous system. Not only that, vitamin C boosts your immunity and you will fight diseases better. Ever since I started having this, I never had any severe infections. Remember people popping vitamin C pills during COVID? Then I immediately jump in doing some deep work. When you wake up early, your mind is in a flow state. Flow state is where you are the most productive. In flow state, you can do 1 month's worth of work in just like 11 hours. Can you believe it? So it is best to capitalize on this time. You will do 4 hours worth of work in like 2 hours. Not just that, the quality of work significantly improves. So it's maybe twice as better. Now, this time is best spent doing cognitively challenging work rather than doing some repetitive, non-learning style work. I do deep strategy work at this time, like writing complex scripts or PowerPoint presentations, etc. Alright, next up, a cold shower. Yes, I was taking ice cold showers. It is getting super cold here in Melbourne, but I still do it because cold exposure will induce dopamine production. Not just boost your dopamine in that point in time when you are in the shower, but keeps it flowing for the next 4 to 5 hours. Why is dopamine important? Dopamine gives you motivation to pursue goals. The more steady dopamine flow you have, the more deeper is your drive and your focus. Trust me, your productivity will just skyrocket. After this, I drop my kids at school and jump back to work. Now, I drink black coffee at about 8 to 9 a.m. Sipping black coffee without sugar will curb your hunger pangs. Caffeine is known to do that. Additionally, caffeine will also boost some dopamine production, making you more alert. Now, all this to purely get the best quality work done early in the morning. I keep topping up my black coffee with hot water because too much caffeine gives me jitters, so that's something to be mindful of. Later, at about 11 p.m. onwards, I'll start gulping down jugs of water with pinch of salt whenever I'm hungry. I use Himalayan pink salt as it has minerals. Now, body asks for food not because it does not have energy source available. Look at your belly fat or your love handles. Body just needs more and more electrolytes. Fasting depletes electrolytes. So don't fall in that trap of going and eating food. Just have some salt water. You should be able to satiate your hunger. Later, I go to the gym and train fasted. I work out 2 to 3 times per week depending on how busy I am at work. Now, you don't have to go every single day to the gym unless you're consuming too much food. So it is too much food, too much use of your body. By about 5 to 6 p.m., I break my fast with high protein, high fiber, low carb meal. Now, it is very, very important that you consume sufficient calories, otherwise you will lose muscle mass. I was typically eating about 60 to 100 grams carbs, 160 to 180 grams of protein, and about 60 to 100 grams of healthy fats, or some saturated fat, all up to maintenance calories. That is around 2,200 to 2,600, depending on whether I have an active day or a low active, highly active day or a low active day. I have done a detailed video on how to design your plate composition based on your activity. I strongly recommend checking it out. It's short but a great video. I try my best to finish my dinner by 6 to 7 p.m. max. This is to allow the digestion to complete before I go to bed. In the evening, I do some deep work again and a bit of reading, meditation, and finally sleep. I aim to get as much sleep as I could, somewhere between 7 to 9 hours, non-negotiable. Now, this was my schedule. Okay, precautions to take. Consult your doctor if you have any pre-existing medical conditions before you jump into fasting. Type 2 diabetes folks should follow a different strategy before they start fasting. They should first go down the path of fat adapting their body. Currently, their bodies are used to excessive glucose due to high levels of insulin circulating in their body. When you have so much insulin, body only is going to store more and more fat, but it's never going to use it. You must switch your diet to fibrous carbs from starchy carbs and exercise. Best exercise is walking. Okay, talking about exercise, recently a clothing brand FIOBOC contacted me to try 2 of their Performance Pro collection. One is a long sleeve drop cut fitness t-shirt and the other is an active crew neck long sleeve tee. FIOBOC is a Fabritech, meaning fabric and technology oriented menswear brand which sets new standards for comfort and style in men's essentials. Their mission revolves around 3 core principles: comfort, confidence, and ensuring that your wardrobe is a worthy investment. I was skeptical at first because I always use top brand activewear and how this would stack up next to them. But after I tried them, oh boy, I'm impressed. I've worn these 2 bad boys everywhere. At the gym working out, dropping my kids at school, out on a trek, for a walk, and everywhere and anywhere, even while I'm making these videos. These shirts have this super stretch and moisture wicking technology with butter soft comfort. Even during a heavy workout and on the treadmill, there was absolutely no moisture in this t-shirt and it's mind-blowing. And mind you, I sweat like a cartoon character. Both shirts are super stylish with their seamless construction, and I recommend these over some reputed brands like Nike and Gymshark that I've tried. I must say I'm fairly impressed with the quality, comfort, durability, above all the style and fitting. It's better value at the same price point as other brands. Now, if you'd like to try them out, use the link in the description and get a one-time 20% exclusive discount. Alright, back to the video. You got to increase your steps by at least 2,000 every week. And if you're not doing that, nothing is going to change. So write down all the list of foods you are currently eating. Gradually swap all your starchy carbs or starchy or sugary carbs to fibrous carbs. Eating fibrous carbs, fibrous vegetables, legumes over fruit will definitely help. Eat amount of calories required, not more, not less. Maintenance calories. Eat fermented foods, eat healthy fats from nuts and seeds, eat at least 2 grams of protein per kilo of body weight. It's super easy to achieve whatever diet you want to follow. You got to decrease reliance on insulin and train your body to start using stored fat for energy. Okay. What if you have high blood pressure? Salt does not suit you, obviously. So drink plain water to curb your hunger pangs. For everyone else who is healthy or on the borderline, it's time to act now. Start fasting and do not have coffee later in the day. This will disrupt your sleep. Make sure you eat at least 40 to 50 grams of fiber per day and 2 grams of protein per kilo of body weight. Eat less carbs and good amounts of healthy fats. Eat minimal saturated fats. Do not fast without water or salt. It is not healthy. At least science doesn't know dry fasts are healthy. For me, dry fast causes headache and frustration, so I just avoid it. If you're under 25 and not obese or overweight, you do not need to fast. Instead, hit the gym, lift weights. This is the phase where your body loves to build and is pumping growth hormone. So you want to capitalize on that, because once you cross 30s, building muscle becomes difficult. Not impossible, but difficult and slow. One thing women should note, do not fast during the second half of your luteal phase of the monthly cycle. This is because your body craves carbs during this time for hormonal production. So kindly adjust your fasting cycles accordingly. I will leave links to 2 articles below, and I will soon do a detailed video to help you understand the role of hormones and impacts of not eating well or fasting during phases of your cycle. So hit that subscribe button and notification buttons to know when those videos are out. Finally, let's talk about the results. Now, I will talk about my energy, mood, focus, and lastly, fat loss. Energy was next level. I was feeling agile, light. I was running like a bloody machine. At the gym, I pushed more weight, so much so that I myself was surprised, even in fasted state. Focus wise, I was very attentive. I was in the moment. Even in places where people go merry-go-round, I was able to focus and was able to make sure that I was driving everyone towards an outcome. But focusing will be hard if your brain is asking for food, which means you're simply not doing it right. You must drink water with salt. Also, make sure your previous meal is super high in fiber. Gut bacteria feeds on fiber to produce short-chain fatty acids. That helps in suppressing ghrelin, the hunger hormone, and maintains satiety. Okay, mood was calm. During the day, like I said, drinking lots of water is the key. As soon as you deplete your body of electrolytes, your brain will go nuts and makes you feel cranky. Finally, the burning question. Did I lose any fat in this 7 days 24-hour fast challenge? I think so. Let's look at the before picture taken just before I started this fasting challenge. And now this is the picture after 7 days challenge. Now, one thing to note, I was not maintaining calorie deficit here. The last 3 days, I did not even count my calories due to my son's birthday. And I'm sure I ate way more calories than I spent. Now, this picture is before a workout. Look at the one after a workout. I could see more muscle definition, lost more fat. Now, I'm almost 40 years old, so don't compare me with professional bodybuilders or steroid lovers. I'm an average family man trying to show you that you can juggle family life, professional life, and yet be healthy. And the tool you can use is absolutely free. It's fasting. I urge you all to kindly train your brain to fast. This is the easiest tool available to get healthy and reverse aging. There is so much science to back it up. Don't fall for people around you saying, "Oh, why are you becoming so skinny?"
और इस जैस को इसको तो अच्छे से डाल देख मरी पड़ी है जान ही नहीं लगती इसमें आप खाओ बेटी खाना
I just tell them that there was so much garbage inside me and I'm offloading it. It is important that you are healthy. This will not only help you in achieving peak performance, but also means that you are around hale and healthy to celebrate and have great times with your loved ones. We keep hearing lots of news about young 30 to 40-year-old adults getting strokes, diabetes, heart attacks. Come on, guys. No one deserves to die prematurely. Think about all the trauma you and your families go through when you hear such news. Now, the big question, am I going to do this again? 100%. In fact, I'm shocked to see my own results. I'm actually thinking of a 100 days challenge. All right, let me know in the comments what challenges you have in adopting fasting. I can tell you how to overcome them. Until next time, take care.